But, yeah, her toxic ex did say he was, in love with his girlfriend, and that she would never understand, and he could never tell her what he had done in the first place, because he had denied and, told that Harley was lying about everything, that she made everything up. But Harley didn't. Harley didn't hate either, his girlfriend or him. But the fact was, she was pregnant. And science doesn't lie. She wasn't trying to interrupt their relationship at the time. She really wasn't. She did want him to do the right thing. It was if you're going to be in her life, be in her life. If not, sign your rights over, blah, blah, blah. And, if he had showed up and tried to be there, she wouldn't have denied him. She wouldn't have denied anything to, her child that he would want to do. But she knew that he got that text. And she knew that the child had been born. So there was no sympathy for that. Because she knew that he knew that she was here, and he did nothing. Acted she wasn't even there. Hadn't even been born, didn't even try. So she didn't either. She wasn't gonna force him. She didn't ask for child support. She didn't try to trap him in anything. She let him go. And that's all she felt was, back to that night of the bonfire. Whenever he was saying, oh, we had a dream about her, and I dreamed about us the other night, blah, blah, blah. And she pushed him away, and that was the right thing that she could have done, because he was never going to be the person that she thought he could be. Because he would always hurt her. Did she love him? Yeah. Was she in love with him? No. Was she ever going to be in love with him again? No. Because he abandoned her. And he was okay with abandoning her over and over and over again. Because at the very end, they weren't as toxic anymore. They had grown up a little bit, because they had been with other people and all of that. And they weren't as toxic, but they were still pretty toxic. And they could talk, but when he just up and abandoned her like that, she couldn't let him back in. And after him and his girlfriend were completely done and over with, he tried to come back to her, and that's when she was like, nope, she couldn't do it. That didn't stop her from playing the games. It didn't. Because she wanted to be the one that he picked all those years ago. And, he even told her, it was oh, I've loved you all along, but I had to grow up first. I had to do this first, blah, blah, blah. Well, she didn't have to do that. She didn't have to be with everybody else to figure out that she wanted him. But whenever she actually met the person that she was going to, want to spend the rest of her life with, she felt like he was, he didn't really want a relationship at the time. He said he did, but he didn't. But it was all about, she just felt alone. It was all her, it wasn't him. The first time. Because, like, she went back to that toxic ex twice whenever she was with the love of her life, that she, all of that, because she felt like he was going to dump her, he was going to hurt her, and she didn't know what to do, so she was trying to run, and the ex was the rebound because he was safe to mess with. But really, he wasn't safe to mess with because it just complicated things for both of them, and it was just over between them. And he tried to come up with the past, to correct the past. And there was no correcting that. There was too much damage. But the whole thing is, Harley didn't learn to heal from that until later on in life. But still, they were not meant to be. But she cares about everybody. And after she had that baby, she, her heart went right back on her sleeve. After, the other guy broke up with her and all that, and she had moved in with her grandparents. But the fact that he was going to cheat with her once again, and he was going to deny it all over again, even if she had done that. She was good enough to sleep with, for a night, or, continuously sleeping with, but she wasn't good enough to be in a relationship with. She was never enough to make him want to change. She was never enough to, for him to see who she really was and what they could really be, but it was because they weren't meant to be. There were two different people. He had darkness a mile long, and because of his darkness, because she stayed with that darkness, and it jumped into her. And then what did she do? She hurt the man that she loves, so he has even more darkness in him. So please, I am not telling this story because people will think that, Harley's not over her ex. She's completely over her ex. But she is telling this story so that somebody can understand. If you are broken, please try to help and fix yourself before you break somebody else. Before you cause so much darkness in somebody else that they hurt somebody else. Be that link in the chain that, doesn't cause a kink. Like, be somebody's light. I understand if somebody hurts you and all that, it's going to hurt. Just don't hurt anybody else that doesn't deserve it. Don't hurt the person that did it to you. You got to grow, and you got to let go, and you got to move on. Because the person that, hurt you, they're probably dealing with other things in their mind that they haven't told you about, and that no one knows about. That's why I'm telling this story. It's nothing to air out dirty laundry about him trying to cheat on his girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. No. Your actions affect others. Every action. If you claim to love somebody, don't cheat on them. Please don't. That's all of this story.